Namaste. Some of you are wondering why I'm late. It's because the hangout was already full. Everything seems very frozen here. So I'm not sure. Is it alright? The video and audio is fine?
It's a little bit not very good quality, but maybe it'll get better.
Let me try once. All right. So I tried to reconnect and it said it was full. But you're good now. I suppose somebody had to leave, and my apologies for that. So why are you here? What are the options for why we are here? Why are you here? If you're here, you must be either a seeker, or you must be free, or you must be in love. Any other options?
I want to disappear.
Huh?
I want to disappear.
Disappear, yes. So that is a variant of the seeker, isn't it? Huh? The impossible one, or the one that does not exist, wants to disappear. How does it appear? How does it appear?
The person.
As a person. But is it there now? Where?
So I know that all these are thoughts.
Yes.
But I have the sense of the person now.
Yes. You're feeling that there is a sense of person. Now you're feeling?
Yes.
Yes. And who sees this? I've been stuck on this for the last 3 days. I feel it's important. So you say, I feel that the sense of person is here. I feel a sense of person is here. So this I that sees the sense of person or sees the feeling of personhood, who is that? Is that also a person? That is clear. So are you that which is seeing or that which is seen? Are you that which is seeing or that which is seen? The one that is seen. Because what is seen is in front of you, isn't it? So you say that the sense of personhood is here. I can see it. See? The eye that sees it is not a person. So do we want something for the eye that is seeing it, or we want something for the appearance, the feeling? We want that feeling to go away. Is that what it is? We want the feeling of being a person to go away. And suppose it would not go away? Yes, you are always the witnessing, isn't it? So, irrespective of which feeling is coming, which feeling is going, you are always only the witnessing. Clear? So now what should disappear? It's not required for anything to disappear, because these things we cannot predict. An appearance will appear and it will disappear, and then it will appear again and it will disappear. So if we keep being concerned about what is appearing and disappearing, then we are in this up and down. I got it, lost it, got it, lost it, got it, lost it, like that. If you're expecting the appearance to change, then that is going to be a very long drawn journey. But now the witnessing is present, already present. Does that witnessing want anything? Don't worry if it's wrong answer, right answer. Wrong English, right English. It's all okay. And if you have trouble with anything which I say, you can just ask. If you do not. Very good to see you all. Very nice. Adam is really shining today, huh? Good. So then, we were saying, why are you here? You must be either seeking something, or you must be free, or you must be in love. Actually, you can be free and in love also at the same time. Yeah? And if you're seeking something, then it is more like the need. So always starts off with this seeking. I'm seeking to find myself, I'm seeking to become free, I'm seeking God, or I'm seeking truth. I don't feel anyone could come to satsang for entertainment. You'd rather see a movie or something like that. So what is the perspective that you are taking? Do you come with Arjuna's perspective? Yeah? Do you come with Arjuna's perspective to listen to Krishna? Or do you come with Krishna's perspective to just commune with himself? So is that the seeker mindset which you have, or is it the one which is the same one, the true self? Maharaj had said once, isn't it? That why is it that we are always reading, when we read the Bhagavad Gita, we are reading from the perspective of Arjuna, always. Why can't we read from Krishna's perspective? Why do we always have to be on this side of the table and not that side? And now, after so many satsangs, I feel that it should be clear that we can take more easier to take Krishna's perspective than to take Arjuna's perspective. And if there is some frustration that comes, it could be more because of why isn't Arjuna understanding? So it's Mujiji also says that after a while this conversation goes on, and then also Arjuna says that can you show me your true form? Your true form. Can you show me? And he wanted a phenomenal experiencing of Krishna's true form. And Mujiji says that Krishna must have been disappointed after this. After such a long discussion, then to have this still need for a phenomenal experience. He must have been disappointed somewhere. But still, because of his compassion, he said, here, okay. And he appeared in this huge form, Virat Roop. But is it helpful? Any spiritual experience can be like this. You can see God as a huge mountain in front of you standing. And then, how does it help? What does it help in? It will only lead to anguish when the experience goes. When you say, oh, that was so beautiful, that was so beautiful. I wish I could go back there. This is the problem with all spiritual experiences. If we treat them to be real, if we take any phenomenal appearance to be real, then it is attachment. Anything. Attachment means to give belief or meaning to anything which is appearing and going to disappear. So I believe the Stoics, there was a set of philosophers in Rome. Rome, the Stoics. The Stoics used to just have this mental exercise where they would just let go of all their attachments, and they would lead a very frugal life, devoid of any luxury, because they were fearing that if they get attached to this luxury, then it is transient. So there was some truth in this. If we get attached to any phenomenal experience, it is only asking for trouble. Mujiji says that if you are to be attached, then be attached to one who is unattached. If you are going to be attached, then be attached to one who is unattached. Because that one will lead you to even this end dissolution of this attachment. Because when it is heard in satsang, very quickly everybody say, okay, I'm too attached to the master, let me drop that first. And the rest will come. The ego is very sneaky this way. Very quickly it will come and say this kind of thing. That's why in the simple words of the master, there's so much truth. Every line which is said, so much truth. Because it is seen, these tendencies are clearly seen. So what are you attached to? Ananta, Ananta, Ananta. Let's drop Ananta. It will happen that this dropping of Ananta will always also happen. It will also happen, but it will be replaced with knowing that the true Ananta is my own self, my own heart. Then it does not matter whether there is attachment to this form or not. So there is no encouragement here to be attached to the form. But Many times it happens in satsang. Long ago we used to discuss like this. We said that even when you were to be chatting, suppose you're on Gmail and you're chatting, or you're on Facebook and you're chatting with someone that you haven't met, then you say, "Can you send me a photo? Can you send me a photo?" Because we need to put a face. We cannot relate to the formless immediately. If we say, "Can you relate to the formless?" That's why in all religions of the world, although they say don't worship idols, but they will have some form. So the Christians will have the cross. Even the Muslims, who are very against any form of idol, you see, but they'll put a photo of Makkah or some words from the Quran. Some form is required to start the relationship. But in the relationship with the true master, in a true relationship, it will take you from the form to the formless. And any relationship which is just about form is not a real relationship. It is a transient relationship. It's a relationship which will come and go. And if you get very attached like this, then it will come at the tail will be a lot of suffering. Because eventually this has to go. How long will a relationship last? How long can a phenomenal relationship last? 40 years, 50 years, 60 years? How long? So when we look back, our childhood is just seemed like it was just blink of an eyelid away. Nothing is really happening. Every year at the end of the year, now you're approaching the end of the year, we say, hey, this year has really flown past. We're at the end of November already, we say like this. It means nothing. If a relationship is only going to last this short period of time, it means nothing. Doesn't mean that we have an aversion to it. Doesn't mean that we are running from relationship. We're not saying that go sit in a cave somewhere. But what we are saying is that no, that even this is the transient play of consciousness. So, are you seeking something? Who's seeking something? Let's at least identify today what we are seeking. So, even if you come with a seeking perspective, like Marta said, I want to disappear. So, we can identify at least what is it that we want. What is it that we really want? When you go to a shop, you don't just go and say, okay, whatever. Say, this is what I want. What is it that we are looking for? And then we will find out whether that is not here already. Because that is the root of it. To feel that something will happen in the future is the biggest trap. To feel that in the future there might be some freedom is a big trap. Because it tries to tell you that it is not here now. What is not here now? Is there one that is bound? Is there one here really that is bound? What binds us? These are very worthy contemplations. If you just go with the sense that I am bound, then this sense of bondage can perpetuate. But if you just look very simply and say, okay, what is bound? What can bind me? Can we find that out? I want freedom. I want want freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from what? Freedom from suffering. That is very simple. Freedom from suffering is the simplest thing. It seems like such a huge accomplishment. If you don't believe your next thought, you are free from suffering. Simple. Not convinced. So there could be two forms of disagreement. Isn't it? One is to say that I don't buy this concept that if you don't believe your next thought, I will not suffer. That is the first form of disagreement you can have. That what you say is untrue. That is one disagreement. The second disagreement you could have is more subtle. You could say that yes, what you're saying is true, but belief goes automatically. Or I don't have control over my belief. So we must identify which one it is. If there is one disagreement, or there's something that is unconvinced, then what is it that, which one of these is it? What still gets your belief? You say, what still gets your belief? Okay?
So, since you brought it up that how the mind has a tendency to push, procrastinate freedom in a way, and that you have to reach a certain level, and you brought up the word cave. So, these thoughts that said, no, what he's saying is wrong, and you probably have to like isolate yourself to. What if you get attacked? What if there's a fear that I might just get attacked? It's not okay.
Yes.
So, there was a very, when you said it, it just came here. So, I was thinking, oh God, it's coming here. I mean, there's so much fear. What if I get attached to what if I fall into, believe into the transient and like that it's like I don't want to do it. So this running away.
So suppose you were to live in a cave for the next 50 years. You're young, so we can say 50 years. Then you come out at 71 and say, okay, I was in a cave and I have this feeling now that I've gotten over, I've lost the ability to get attached to anything. Then you come out of the cave and you see something, because the world has changed in 50 years and you've been living in a cave. So you see a glittering house or something. And you immediately say, this is what I want. I've been wasting all my time, 50 years of my life I wasted. And now I came out and this house I want. So how will you confirm sitting in the cave that you have the ability to be attached or you don't? Okay? That is why being in this world, where constantly all this temptation, all this, things are arising which are phenomenal and yet could seem very attractive to a part of us, then to be with this and to see, okay, this is nothing, it's not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. This is beautiful sadhana. Because what will going to the cave do for us? What is the benefit? It's like the ostrich who will say that I will keep my head in the sand and pretend that the world does not exist. Yeah. Or you feel that being in a cave for the next 10, 15, 20 years, you will be able to build your spiritual muscles to such an extent that when you come out, you will be the strong spiritualist who will have no ability to be attached. By the way, I'm not against the sadhus who live in caves. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if it is coming from the same place of need, to say that if I go to the cave, then I will get something, then there is trouble in that. Then what is left? What if I get attached? Who is this I which can get attached? Who is this?
It's that I can still see when that fear comes up. There's that seeker, like bits of it. It's so probably
So as
it
long as it
doesn't
is
want
seen,
to experience.
as long as it is seen like this, and you can say, I can see it is here, then no trouble. As long as you are not saying that it is me. It's only when we say that it is me, then it can cause trouble, isn't it? When we are saying that it is just another appearance, then how does it cause problem? Even if fear comes. So I feel that this is becoming our theme for satsang in the last few weeks. That we are very worried about what states are coming, which feelings are arising. But we never investigate how is this feeling touching me. Can any feeling interact with awareness? What is the medium through which a feeling can touch awareness or the witnessing? Any way possible. The strongest feeling. Huh?
Listening.
Okay.
Listening.
So the feeling is appearing and there's a perceiving that is happening naturally through awareness. So can this content ever go through this perceiving and touch the awareness? It is not possible. Then which appearance do we have to be worried about? Which feeling, which content of this so-called world do we have to be concerned about? And this question, which thought still gets my belief? Which appearance in the Leela still gets my attachment? It's very powerful because it shows us what we are still believing falsely. What are we still considering ourselves to be? And it's usually one of these 3, 4 things we've discussed. Special relationships, sense of security. Then, what are the 4? The body issues, health issues, and even ultimately this freedom identity, or the search for meaning, search for values. Anything beyond this? So we feel my life is so complicated. So it's in these 4 boxes. What can bother you right now will be in one of these 4 boxes. So when you come to satsang, we can have this checklist. Which box, multiple ticks are allowed. Which box are you suffering from? Is it relationship box? Is it security, which is money box? Is it health box? Or is it seeking box, freedom box? And the seeking box can make us suffer a lot. Because a person can only be a seeker. It cannot be the one who has found freedom. The person can never find freedom. Willing to accept that? Person cannot find freedom, and what you are can never be bound. That feels a little bit. Just thoughts. It's just thoughts. Thoughts. The only cause of all trouble is just this thought. When a child gets some pain, we don't say that it is suffering. We say that it is in pain. Because the child is not thinking, why does this always happen to me? It's not resenting. It does not have the victim mindset. The world is out to get me. God is so unkind to me. It does not have. I'm such a good person, but only bad things happen. Child is not into it. Child is feeling the pain is pure pain. It's being experienced. Pain is over. It is back to laughing. It's forgotten completely. It is not buying these thoughts. That's what Jesus actually meant when he said that only the babes will enter the kingdom of heaven. So we have to get back to that innocence of disbelief in this energetic appearance. Besides this, any cause for trouble? I'm open. If I discover something new, I'm very open to looking at it.
Father?
Yes, my dear, go ahead.
Namaste, Father. Just a very strong burning to come before you.
Yes.
I don't really even know what I don't want to hide anything from you or from the Sangha or anything like that. And just they're sorry, just what still arises here, and there is, and it seems, I feel so silly even sharing it because there's a thought that says, after all this time, you shouldn't still be getting identified with this. Like you should have, but that's the identity saying that. That's the identity wanting to have something.
You should have started satsang by now.
Pardon?
It will say you should have started satsang by now, and you're still sharing all this. Huh?
Oh, it wouldn't dare say that. It wouldn't dare say that. But It's just there's this perpetual this thought that gets believed in that like despite all the seeing that there is nothing, there's a thought that's believed in that, and it's so silly that I don't know where I am. Like I haven't quite even I like in myself in my true position. That there's the whole, like I'm not clear on what is the witness, what is the, and it's like it's this identity trying to be the awareness, and that's seen. But I just wanted you to walk through things slowly with me, please, and just to take everything, like to stand completely, drop everything that I think or that the mind thinks it's achieved or realized or understood, and just to stand completely naked here and say, please, I don't know.
This is very good. This is very good.
I'm here. This just cannot. The seeking identity is the thing that gets hooked, and I don't want to hide behind anything, Father.
This is very good. Okay. So what's here now? What's here now? There's a body. There's a body, isn't there?
Yes, there's a body.
Some tears.
The body
The body is crying.
The body is crying.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Is it laughing or crying?
Yes. Even the body, all the body feels like it's just a soup of sensations.
Yes. There's this body which is crying, and there are some emotions which are also present. These are also seen. So first the body is seen, and the state of the body is perceived.
Yes.
Then feelings are seen, and the sense of these feelings is also perceived.
Yes.
See? In the same way, there could be some thoughts. That why you say all this? Why do you have to say all this in satsang? See, these kind of thoughts. These thoughts will also be seen.
Yes.
So who sees all of this? What does this one look like?
Lately, whenever that question comes, something inside screams, like creates this huge, not this bloody question again, and resist this question so much I can't do inquiry, blah, 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 blah. But that is also seen, and that is not what I am.
Yes. So it's very good that this happens. Very good that this happens. So this loud screaming will come. The mind can be a tsunami. And who sees this?
But the one that sees.
And what can touch the one that sees?
Nothing.
What does this one look like?
Nothing.
Who sees that it looks like nothing?
it just confirms itself. It's like it's just a open. Just is.
So is there a person pretending to be this?
No.
So your
No.
concern was that it seems like it's just this person who's pretending to be the witnessing. How could a person pretend to be this? What would it have to do?
What happens is this space is the space of awareness. This space. I don't even want to give it a name. What happens is there's a thought that comes and says, "Where am I in that? That where am I in that?"
Yes.
And
Okay.
that's where the hook comes.
So for a change, it sounds like a useful question. So there's witnessing. There's this witnessing, and you say the mind comes and says, "Where am I in that?" Which is very rare for a mind to come up with a question like this. You see, so that itself is quite amazing. So it's very good if you were to look and see, okay, where am I in this? What is the answer?
Because there is a sense of an I that is witnessed.
Yes. So it cannot be that I
that I is not in the witnessing, and there is nothing there. There's like I just gone blank.
That's good. So when we were to say who is witnessing, what would you say? Without applying your mind, if I were to
I
ask
am.
who you are.
I am.
Yes. Is it that this sense which is also witnessed, can that come to this witnessing perspective?
No.
Cannot. Therefore, you can either be that or you can be the witnessing. And what is clearly seen?
No, I am the witnessing. Because how can I be that? Hang on. Just hang on.
It's okay, we have all the time.
I just feel a little bit like
Yes.
I do not want to leave the seat without this. I don't want to give any answers because it's the answer because the mind wants to get away and postpone something. And that's what often happens. So
even this I, are you even this I, which has even this noble, which has this very noble thing that I will not leave this seat till I'm free.
no, it's
Even
nonsense.
this,
No, it's nonsense. No, I see that. It can't be that. And even the one that says I'm not sure is also seen.
yes,
Even the one that's wanting clarity is also seen.
yes. So let's look for a minute whether the witness is an entity. Is the witness an entity? Because when we hear so often, be the witness, we presume that there is an entity which is the witness. We presume that there is a seer who owns the seeing. So let's look into the eyes of this witness and see what color are the eyes of the witness.
No color.
Can we find any attribute of this witness?
I lost you there, Father. I didn't hear what you said.
Can we find any attribute about this witness?
No.
And yet witnessing is present. How far are you from this witnessing?
I am this witnessing.
Now, you say, I am this witnessing. You say, I am this witnessing. Now let the words be from the witnessing perspective. Let your next words be from this witnessing's perspective.
It doesn't say anything. It can't go anywhere. Nothing can touch it. It never changes. It never moves. It just is.
Yes. So if you look at the last few lines that you said, they could be in any scripture, you see. It could be in the Avaduta Gita, and we'd be very well to fit in there. It's as simple as that.
There's no, it's just neutral. There's no, there's no nothing.
Yes. Yes. This untouched neutrality is what we are speaking about. Because if witnessing could have states, if awareness could start having states, then there would be some big caveats.
It's so simple.
Yes, the simplest thing, simpler than simple. There's nothing to be done actually.
Now, and even what I'm going to say now is a story, but somehow I just feel to expose it. It's almost like the mind has never wanted to accept that this is just it. That there had there had to be something more, because the first kind of awakening experience that happened here was so strong and so powerful that it's almost as if it was trying to get that back again by making it something so much more.
Yes. Okay, so let's look at this also. It's very good. We look at this also. You said the first awakening experience was so strong, so powerful. For who?
It was only powerful when it was experienced at it was only powerful for the person.
Yes. So all this spectrum of me called
Nothing
powerful,
happened.
nothing really happened. Exactly. Was the witnessing born in that moment?
No,
It is
was
ever
never
present.
born.
Yes. The unborn.
Never born. So I'm sorry if I'm being a complete simpleton, but when you say don't believe your next thought,
Yes.
then it's as if the attention's not getting sucked in and losing, well, it can't lose, but almost like the attention stays with and in that. Is that what you mean?
No. So what happens is that if you confuse belief and attention, then it can cause some trouble. That's why I'm very careful to
Okay. I
your next thought. Because if I say don't give your attention to your next thought, it will seem like attention is going automatically, you see. If you say don't think of an orange, don't think of an orange, it will come. Don't believe you're an orange is much simpler. So difference between attention and belief. And if we confuse these two things, then it can become very tiring, you see. Because you try to hide from it, you try to hide from these thoughts. So what you will find is that as you keep withdrawing belief, then over a period of time, even attention.
Okay.
So
Because
even if you give your full attention to the next thought, it cannot make you suffer.
no. But Father, even in full belief, the awareness is still not touched.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I say that even if you were to go the next million lifetimes pretending to be a person and suffering, actually nothing has happened to you.
No. I'm still watching the mind wanting to come up, almost try, and I just want to expose this, try and assume this position and say I am that. And I just want to expose that.
Yes. And if you were to believe that thought, you will become the spiritual ego. Or you will give life or birth to the spiritual ego.
Yes.
I got it. The impossible one cannot get anything because it does not exist.
No. Because even when even when it's seen that there is no mind, there is nothing, nothing is true, that's still seen.
Yes.
That's still seen.
Yes. Without the
so
witnessing,
whether
without the witnessing, even to say that there is nothing or something is meaningless.
Absolutely.
See, you say, I went to sleep. I had a peaceful sleep last night. You see? So although there was nothing phenomenal there, there was still you.
Mm.
So this sober contemplation is very good. Sometimes the fireworks can be very distracting.
Mm. Very. Thank you, Father.
Oh, you're so welcome. And now, like I've been saying, you keep your wallet in your pocket. Don't give your belief to anything. Don't give your belief to anything. Let everything just come and go. Let it dance in front of you and let it go. Let it do whatever it wants. And don't take your temperature.
Because that's what just was happening now. What was happening was, it was like, okay, so the awareness. Where's the awareness? Where am I aware? what's going on now. They're taking my temperature, because before I muted myself and I just want to. Doesn't matter.
It's another trick of the mind.
Yeah.
Do I still have it or I lost it?
Become so sneaky, and I know it's not true, but please don't let me get away with anything. Clap me, or even that. I can't. Even what I'm saying is nonsense, though. It's not true. So.
There's a time and place for these things to be said, but there's a time where even these are left behind. You see that all of these are also just concepts, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Even to say yes seems like a lie.
See? Because even to say yes as a doer, as the doer of the yes, I said yes, is a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very good.
Thank you.
You called me a couple of times yesterday, but I was with the auditor and all kinds of. Still alive? What you wanted to say, or?
No, I just wanted to say that today, someone, that lady was having so much difficulty in understanding things. And then when we brought out so clearly, I had to really break it down to the fundamentals.
Yes.
And that just because it's not that I'm not got it, but then still when just put across like that, it became absolutely clear that nothing can ever touch it. Nothing can ever touch it. So everything is achieved in that there's distance between us and the person who is witness and the object. So that became absolutely convinced.
I think we've been having some very strong inquiries in the last few satsang. It's very strong inquiry. And sometimes the mind can come into these and say, but this is same thing over and over. He's saying same thing. Who's seeing? Who's seeing? Who's seeing? So the mind is very irritating this question. Sometimes you have to break through. And that's why when you're on the hot seat, especially like this, then you feel like you're stuck. Because I'm not going anywhere till you're there. So unless something really strong comes and you decide to run, then there is no escape. Sometimes it can be very strong emotion. You can feel like shouting. You can say that, I stop asking this question. It's the same thing. It can be this anger can come. Then you also send some message. What is it?
Yeah, I was having a lot of fear. I believe that's how I have.
Does this one look like she had a lot of fear?
No, it's just I'm not able to see it as it is.
You are not able to see it as it is.
As in objectively. When I see not able to comprehend it. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, so I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I don't stifle the thoughts. Even now it's like take your bag and go. He's not making sense. Go. He's not helping. I'm just watching it, but
What's it saying now? Let's figure out. Good, it's good. It's now stuck, you see. Now what's it saying? I don't know if all of you have heard this story or not, but once I was in Peru and this man came up on stage and he said he met Mujiji in a chai shop. He comes and says, I have to expose something to you that I saw you in the chai shop this morning and this mind was so strong it had just throw this tea on his face. He wanted to throw this energy, wanted to throw tea on Muji's face. It can be like that. Because for the mind, the master is the aggressor. He is taking away the dominance of the mind. Nobody wants to give up their dominance. They're used to ruling, then when time has come for them to leave, always go out, mostly, not always, but many times go out with a bang. Like this. Can be strong. Yeah.
then I ask myself, who's the one fearing this movement? There's nothing but it comes even more.
Yes.
It tries to show up.
Let it come. Invite it. See how it can touch you. Don't let it hide. Be completely open. And when it comes, then you say, okay, is this all you got? And then see if anything can be touched. Anything real can be burnt by any of these emotion or energy or feeling. So then, if you're saying that we want the unreal to go, then what better way than for it to get burnt like this? Let it get roasted. Tell me if anything real can be touched. So right now also saying, go from here, it's making no sense or it's just repetitive or something. Why did I come all the way? Be like that. And then who's watching this? Is the one who is saying, is it the same one who's watching it? So which one are you?
I'm watching it talk.
And this one who is watching it, does it even have a preference? That it should not be here, this voice should not be here? This is the trick, right? This is the con. So first say something and then say this should not be said. The same guy. Like earlier, Jayani was also saying that I can't believe I'm saying something or I believe something so stupid or something. So first there can be the belief in something stupid, and then there can be a belief that I can't believe. There's so much guilt in that belief in stupid. That's the double whammy. That is the one for one free offer or whatever. Buy one get one free. Just convince you that you are stupid, and then make you feel guilty for your stupidity.
I don't believe what it says, then whatever that
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
I was trying to move or felt like, seemed like stifling, that sort of subsides.
But don't worry about the subsiding. See, otherwise what will happen is that you try to make a trick out of it. You try to make a trick out of it that every time something uncomfortable comes, let's pull out that band-aid of realizing who I am. It's not meant to be used like that. If you do it with an expectation, then there will be a time where that expectation will not be met. Then you say that if I don't believe, then even the feeling starts to dissolve. Suppose the feeling didn't dissolve. See, what is betrayed is the sense that this feeling should be dissolved. That is not openness. It will sound like crazy talk, I know. Because who will want a bad feeling or an uncomfortable feeling to continue? I can say that I don't mind. I can also say that if not one instant of joy is ever experienced here ever again, I don't care. It means nothing. Just like saying if I were never to eat a candy bar again, I don't mind. Because none of this actually touches you. Good, bad, horrific, sublime, meaningless. You can test for yourself and see. Otherwise, we'll still go from this avoidance of pain and wanting pleasure, we'll be stuck in this. Most of our lives have been around this, isn't it? How do I avoid pain and how do I get pleasure?
It seems like ridiculous.
Even that you cannot believe. Darshan is just warming up, just getting ready for a boxing match. Yes, that's very good because this is a critical point to understand. Because many times I find that I have said don't believe your next thought, and we go back believing that I said don't give attention to him. So it can seem very subtle, but actually there is a bit of a difference. So when a thought appears, and we can try this, a thought can appear, and whatever the thought might be, you will find that there is attention that will go to it. For you to report that there is a thought, attention would have gone to it already, isn't it? So attention goes. And then you say, yes. You say, this applies to me. You say, not in so many words, but belief is this power to be able to give it meaning. Otherwise, it is just like the old example of clouds in the sky. But many people, when they see clouds, they make pictures out of them. This one looks like this one looks like that. So we make it meaningful. And then we get attached. When it starts to fade away, or that picture changes into something else, we say, oh. So we find that attention can be there, but belief is to say, this is meaningful or this is valuable. This applies to me. Let's put it that way simply. That this applies to me. And the instant we say this applies to me, then we are stuck because this me is not real. And the minute we say another thing applies to me, we have perpetuated the idea of being a person or being this me. Because to awareness, no thought applies. No thought speaks to awareness. Is there any thought which you feel can speak to you as awareness?
No, but I still think that it's very clear when it's spoken about it like this.
Yes.
But later on, it's still getting caught in it. Still getting again that attention, and I just want to mention this 100% attention to earth thought.
Yes.
But how is that different from the belief?
Yes. I'm saying that even if you were to give 100% attention to a thought, that does not mean that you've given it your belief. So you're saying, okay, we took that orange thing in the past. Right? Give your 100% attention to this thought of an orange. But without
How do you
use,
give 100% attention?
just be completely with it. Otherwise, what happens is that we've said this that awareness is unlimited, but attention seems to be limited. So even now, you cannot clearly see the object in front of you, you cannot clearly see this body, and give your attention to a thought at the same time. Because it's limited. If it was unlimited, then you could also pay full attention to thought, full attention to what is appearing. So when I say give your full attention, I mean that let all other things fade out. You just be completely with that. That is the meaning of full attention. So we say full attention to this thought or image of an orange. And so if this can be there, if you let it go like that, it cannot stay. Even with your full attention, the orange image will not stay. Now you avoided any potential for it to cause suffering because you've not supplied it with belief. I'll give you an example of what belief would have been. Belief would have been, I wish I had an orange like this. I hate oranges. It's been a long time since I ate an orange. All of this, when you apply anything to do with this appearance to you, that is giving it your belief. So another thought will come that, let's take something more real. So this thought could be that I'm a horrible mother. And can give full attention to this thought. You can see, the other day we played this game, I don't know whether you were there. How do your thoughts appear? For me, they appear from left to right. For some, they said they appear like neon bulbs or something. It was a surprise to me because I felt it would be the same for everyone. So how do your thoughts appear? So even if you were to give complete attention to this thought, I am a horrible mother, without your sense of belief going to it, saying, yes, I must change something like that. Without that, you cannot suffer because of it. And the minute this consciousness comes on, switches on the bulb of I am comes on, this power of attention and belief come on. In deep sleep, there is no such thing as attention or belief.
This will help with not suffering.
Yes,
What?
which is not a trivial thing.
Next is
Next is, yes. So what is the next? So you say, I'm free from suffering. Done. Cool. Cool. Then next is what?
then what?
Next can be, but I haven't seen God yet. I don't know the truth yet. So I'm free from suffering. But it's like that, you see. It's like many people in the villages. They don't suffer so much because they're living so much moment to moment. But we've got accustomed to this believing, planning, all of this. So when it is dropped, okay, I cannot suffer. Then, so that's why we say that as a seeker, you can come with 3 questions. The first question could be, can you free me from my suffering? And the simplest answer to that is, just don't believe your next thought. Then you say, okay, I trust you, I won't believe. Then the second question can be, can you show me God? Very popular also with question that Swami Vivekananda asked to Swami Ramakrishna, very famous stories of this. Right? Can you show me God? And then we say yes. Yes. I can show you God right now. How? Can you stop being now? Can you stop being now? This being which cannot be stopped is consciousness, is God. So that is why I said that this being is the deity of the waking state. You say, okay, I've understood in the waking state this being is ever present, and in the light of this being, all these appearances come on and they disappear. Fine. So this is our definition of God. Then you say, but even then there is something more. Show me the absolute. Like in that old Sufi story, the Sufi saint says, that this conversation at the door, all of you have heard it, so I won't repeat it. But basically going, are you a friend of the king? No, I'm higher than that. Are you another king? I'm higher than that. Only God is higher than that. And then the Sufi saint says, I'm higher than that. So what is even higher than God? So the one who can see that being cannot be stopped. Who is this one? Who is the one that can witness even that being cannot be stopped in the waking state? The same answer to the question, are you aware now? What is aware? Awareness aware of itself. Now, a genuine spiritual seeker, I feel, is done with these 3. I don't feel there are any other questions that anyone has. So these are the, if you were to say like that, it's not like that so much, but if you were to categorize and say these are 3 true spiritual questions and all other questions are personal questions, okay, related to the 4. So just 3 and 4. Anything outside these 7? Very interesting. So what are the 4 which are related to the person? Body, relationship, money/security, and ultimately the search for meaning of freedom. Starts off as a personal quest. So these 4 and the 3 questions that we discussed, which are the spiritual questions. Anything else besides these 7? So the 4th one, the search for freedom or the meaning, is these 3 questions. So if you're here as a seeker, you must have one of these questions. If you're here as one that is free, then you have no question. If you still feel that I'm here as a seeker, then ask your question. If you still feel that I haven't got something, I haven't understood something, then you can ask. Yes.
So, seeing that there is a shift, yeah.
Should I trouble you? I want to trouble you a little bit.
No, this is
The shift is for who?
so Ananta. Yeah, I just want to. So, it seems like there is a shift, but I really haven't changed. So, it's like the shift is only that the imagined identities are dissolved. It's imagined, so I don't even know how to dissolve it.
Yes, exactly.
So sometimes it's just, some moments are like, it's just this presence, and even this voice and this, everything just seems very important. So sometimes it just feels like, really, I haven't changed at all. And since I can remember. So now I understand, because some days back I told you I have bypassed this beingness, like sometimes like staying as my own presence. There's no need to stay as present.
Yeah.
It's just present. But I just want to, but I can still see that there are identities there.
Yes.
It's fine, because there's no suffering, like you said, but it's the suffering. Actually, right now I'm past suffering, I feel, but now it's like I want to live in life. I don't want
Yes, this one. This one.
It's hard to drop the seeker. Something needs to be going
For
on.
who? The seeker itself is saying that it is hard to drop the seeker. Whose voice is this? No seeker will ever say that it is easy to drop the seeker. No ego will ever say that it is easy to drop the ego. How do you carry it? What needs to be dropped?
Somehow sometimes there is this thing that I this tracking oneness is not seen here yet.
Oneness is not.
Yes, but then I question who wants to see the oneness. It's just the seeker who wants to. It has a concept like everything is one. It's a concept. Right? The seeker has a concept. It's not different from whatever you're all one being. And it's not seen here. So sometimes there's a little trouble with that, but then it's dropped. Like, something says to be seen when it needs to be seen, so that's also imagined. It's also an expectation. From the awareness perspective, it isn't here.
So the one who is monitoring all these perspectives, this one is who? So this pretend one also needs to be looked at. So you said that, yes, it is clear from awareness perspective, clear. from person perspective, still little confusion about oneness and these things. So I can see it. This one is who? So this seeker identity is part of which photo album? The person photo album. So it can try to sell you these things. And will say that this is still meaningful. And without this, what can we say about the awareness? You would say, okay, I will not speak about any appearance because I know the appearance cannot be me. I'm the witnessing of the appearance. And what can you say which is not an appearance? Because if we speak about the appearance, then we are talking about the imagined one. What is not an appearance? Who is the witnessing of all appearances? Is there any distance from you and this witnessing? So there are very few rare questions which can make you look at this. So one question, Bhagwan's question was, who am I? So what is it something phenomenal which is seen, which can satisfy this question, who am I? Because we can always say, who sees this? I am the body. Who sees this? I am a thought. But there's a witness of the thought. Who sees the thought? There's emotion, feeling. Who perceives this? So there's always this going when you hear that I am the witnessing itself, pure awareness itself. Is aware of itself. That is the question. Or even what we ask is, are you aware now? Nothing phenomenal needs to be seen to confirm this. So what is seen to confirm this? How do you know that you are aware now? Suppose this was the first time you heard this question, are you aware now? There does seem to be a checking, isn't it? It's like an instantaneous checking that happens. There's a checking. So what is checked? The awareness is here. Who checks? Awareness itself. Besides this non-phenomenal scene, can we name anything else which does not rely on phenomena?
So when you say awareness is aware of itself, I know we have this.
Yes, it's
In the
okay.
chat,
It's
there
okay.
was a conversation, and I said,
Yeah.
and I still not familiar.
So let's look at it. So I say, are you aware now? You're not sounding convinced.
Because this question has been asked so many times, I just want to make sure I'm
Need
not.
to get a remixed version.
It's just not.
Huh?
I can say I'm aware, but On the basis of
Yes, that's my question. No? How? And you're convinced usually. She's not sounding convinced because she's jaded with the question. Now I need to find another way to get through. But when you hear it for the first time, you know, yes, of course, what kind of question? Right? So what is that? Where is the conviction coming from? It's coming from experience of awareness. It is not coming from a mental understanding that I am aware. You don't rely on a thought. So if a thought said no, then no, I'm not.
what kind of
Yeah, so the only non-phenomenal experience.
that I cannot see,
Yes,
and how it is actually.
exactly. That's why we say it is the only non-phenomenal experience. So we can actually do it. Okay? Are you aware now?
Oh,
No, no, don't change the question. You're just saying, are you aware now?
it's for you.
So this question itself, are you aware now? There is something where instantaneous checking that it takes no time or effort.
What did I check?
Exactly. So it is awareness which is aware of itself. It is seen that awareness is here. By what? By awareness itself.
It doesn't sound convincing to me. Is it a problem that I'm getting for myself, or is that necessary
No, because maybe you're trying to understand it.
to understand in a way? You say?
Yeah, understand it in an intellectual or mental way. Actually, just become a child for an instant and say, yeah, I see, I'm aware now. Okay? So what is this which is seen? Is it something phenomenal which is seen? Is it an experience? Like you said, it's not an experience, and yet I can say I'm aware. That's my whole point. You see. Is there any distance between the one that is seen, that awareness is here, and the awareness itself?
Is it like when we say that I see
Yes.
when I'm actually vision?
Yes.
I can't see my eye, but I know I'm seeing.
It's somewhat like that. It's somewhat. So, and in this case, what happens is that there is a seeing happening through the senses, and this is also, there is awareness of this seeing. That's why I feel it's a very beautiful question. Say so myself. But are you aware now? Very direct, you see, right to the absolute.
It's so simple and what's all this about? I mean,
Yes,
like,
exactly.
like, what am I even doing? You know,
Yeah.
what am I wanting?
Hmm. Everybody's saying it's all much ado about nothing.
The mind wants to say, oh no, you've been conditioned for so many. I don't know about my friend, but in this lifetime I've been conditioned so much with attached to the body, so you will take time to the body. So the mind wants to keep time more time.
So if you want to make it little more complicated, with too much simplicity also we cannot process. So if you want to make it little more complicated, we can say, okay, let's look at the previous question. Because can you stop being now? At least then the sense of being is perceived.
I cannot understand.
So conscious.
Cannot understand.
Are you already a conscious?
Yes, I'm positive.
No, start to do.
No, I mean, I have done all.
Thank you for the. So, that's why it's good. If I were to say that, try to find your being, you will say trouble. And I face the same trouble myself, so I don't recommend.
No, I cannot understand being meaning itself. Any other
Because you're trying to understand. Okay, let me try to do this. So if you let me try it with this once more, otherwise we'll come up with a version. So don't try to answer from some understanding or I got it, or don't presume any of this. Okay? Question is very simple. Can you stop being now?
No.
So what is it that you cannot stop?
To be this way.
To be this way. Okay, this is good enough. To be here, to be this way. Let's put it like that. This be is the presence that we speak of.
Even if everything is down, if I close my eyes, I
Yes.
sit,
Yes.
I hold my breath,
Yes.
still heart will be beating,
Yes.
brain will be functioning. Do you say that it is being? What does it feel? Even I can stop my thoughts.
Yeah.
Everything is blacked out. Apart from heart, nothing goes on. Everything is happening. And then you say, what is being in that case?
So let me ask you in another way. Deep sleep state, heart is beating,
Everything.
breath is happening.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Huh? Deep sleep state, all this is happening. But is there any sense that all this is happening? So what changes when you wake up? What is the difference between sleep and wake up?
My sense objects, my sense starts functioning fine.
Senses start functioning. And then, can they ever function without first there being a you? Can you ever experience the world without a you in it? You even said my sense objects. Yes? So what makes them yours?
That's the
Huh? So you see that it is mine. Yeah. These are appearing to me. These senses, these sounds are appearing to me. These visuals are appearing to me. So those senses are the receptors, to put for right now, the receptors for all of these different frequencies, suppose, but they're all reporting to you. Who is this you? So there is never a world without this you, without this I am, without this being.
Suppose it is in the first moment that I woke up.
Yes.
I can practically
Yes.
have that experience.
Yes.
And it starts appearing to me.
Yes.
Because it starts appearing to me, I say it is appearing to me. Now,
No, you didn't break it up enough. You said it starts appearing to me.
because when I open the eye,
Yeah.
I see you,
Yes.
for example.
Yes.
I woke up with you.
Yes.
And it occurred to me,
Yes, this me must have been there before.
of course.
So this me is what? For me to appear to you, first there must have been this me.
Yes.
This me is what? Exactly.
This me is ever present in all the states. If it is not present,
In all the states or only in waking and dream?
no, then if it is not present, then how it will be spawn up in even the waking
It doesn't.
state? It doesn't spawn. It will be there for sure.
So no. So what happens is that in the deep sleep state, is there a me?
No. Me that perceives objects, it's not there.
Okay, so let's stay with this. So this me which seems to perceive objects or to which all these objects are coming, this me is what?
And
Can you stop this me?
are going to be
But in the waking state, can you
no,
stop
I
this?
can't.
So this is what we call the sense of being.
So you can say sense of being is only restricted to the waking state.
And the dream state.
In
In the same state.
any sense perceived
Consciousness, in the conscious state. That's why it's called consciousness.
I exist. That sense of
Yes, I exist, I am.
feeling of I.
Feeling, I am. Yeah, I exist.
I got it. I mean, there is some separation.
Yes.
Separation
So,
makes me existing. That's what it is. When
Yes.
when I lose the sense of separation,
no,
this me doesn't
one
exist.
sec. Okay. So we've inserted the separation there, but for when pure being is there, without believing a thought, there is no separation. So all the appearances can come, but we have not separated ourselves into this body or into this person.
I think there's nothing.
Huh?
I'm not able to see it.
So you presume that the minute this sense of being arises, that means that we have created a sense of separation with being and the world. Yes. Now, I was going to take the child example, we'll come to that in some time. But this sense of separateness will not really be there unless you have first labeled yourself as a person or labeled yourself as an entity in all of this.
that we can put into minds. Yes. So what you say is, unless and until I create that me which perceives the sense object, I won't be able to perceive it. Or there should be some way that I created that me first before I woke up, and then as soon as I woke up, I started uh, uh, started saying that yes, it occurred to me.
I have some little bit of technical trouble with these with the word perceiving, because even in deep sleep state, you are perceiving that there is nothing. There is no me there to perceive anything. You see?
But then, okay, take the word out of perceiving.
Yeah, so just take perceiving out. It is that it is seen that first this me is born, and then all these appearances start dancing.
And when you told that there should be some reason to that this me was born. And the reason is believing some separation of us, believing that.
No, I said that it's completely unexplainable why this sense of I am is born.
In waking state.
Why the waking state comes. Okay. But what I am saying is that the sense of separation can only come when we believe a concept about ourselves.
Yes, okay. Okay.
So this was the starting point of what we were talking about. So we were saying that the one that can see that this sense of me is here, who is that one? And we were making, so we really achieved our purpose of making it more complicated. Because we said that are you aware now is too simple, so let's complicate it a little bit. And we said, okay, so what I wanted to say was, who sees that I cannot stop being now? So who is reporting, yes, there is this sense of me.
I'm not able to answer the question that you asked before.
When you say who's asking the question, how do I concentrate?
No, I didn't say who's asking. I'm saying
Who's seeing? Who is seeing? Yeah.
no, because I want to be very sure that it's the same thing which is being processed here. Otherwise, sometimes all this mix-up can happen. So we said that, can you stop being now? Something checks no and says no. Okay, what is that something?
How do I contemplate to find that what?
Just look like this. There is something which says that being is here.
When you say just look at it,
Yeah.
to just look at it means I need to contemplate.
Yeah. You can say contemplation.
And just keep checking.
Yeah.
Keep checking.
Please.
Then the doctor asks, where is the pain? He is, yeah, you check in now, where the pain is. Then he's asking, can you check where it is? Yeah, I am like that. Like you sense, you check inside to check where the pain is. So then you check inside to check. This is what he asks. Where is that?
So who is the one that is confirming that there is a sense of being? Who is the one which can confirm that there is a sense of being here? Huh?
You have to confirm that.
You can say that from the perspective of oneness, you can say you or me or I, whatever is the same. So I confirm. I is what? I is what? As what can I confirm that being is present? As a mind, can I confirm that being is present? Because you see, the mind comes later. Mind is only thought. This is good. You see? So is there a sense of me? This sense of me. So who is witnessing this sense of me? Who witnesses that there was no sense of me, and who witnesses that there is a sense of me? Who is able to differentiate between sleep state and waking state?
Someone else has to
The person cannot do it. Too technical? Yes, okay.
So now that was people looking from the business side.
Because this one, this I, this awareness, you can say that even the being that is born, we can call that also Krishna. So you can say Krishna gives birth inside you.
So you confirm me, not as a person or a human being.
No human can confirm awareness. Only awareness can confirm awareness.
You can go back.
Yes. Which one? Are you aware now, or can you stop being aware? Which one?
Can you stop?
You can stop.
Awareness is too technical for me right now. Let's inquire that.
So I think the where we made some progress was when we said, what is the difference between sleep state and waking state? Correct? Okay.
Alright.
So what is the difference between these two? In the sleep state, even I don't seem to be present. Only after I wake up, I say, okay, slept well. There was something that I was aware of the nothingness that existed in sleep state. That's why you can say I slept. Otherwise, you could never say also that I slept.
Isn't that also weird? Because you were not aware. So when you get up, you rested. So hence you say, I must have slept well.
So it is not, we don't rely on pure this body, what the body is telling us to say that I slept. So if you were to sleep right now, and this, like we say this, you nod off for a couple of minutes, and you wake up, okay, and say, okay, must have been very boring. Sleep for a minute. So we are not relying on the body to say, oh, I feel more rested. This is not always the case. There's an awareness of sleep.
We are aware even when sleep comes on. Slowly I'm becoming drowsy. So I'm aware I'm awake. I'm also aware that now sleep is coming and dullness is
But isn't it a logical connection? I know I was awake when something happened, and now I'm feeling rested and I'm awake again.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it doesn't rely always on the feeling of being rested. So there's something which is more direct that we know that I slept. Ah, that is the same awareness. Are you aware now?
I don't want it to be you telling me that I'm awareness. I want to know. For
Yes,
myself
yes, yes,
I'm
that is
aware. How do
better,
I know
much
that?
better.
How do I know that?
By checking. So either I can tell you, or you can check.
Yes.
So you know, there's only two options that I can think of. Right? You already said you don't want me to tell you. So you can check. Okay. So in your case, is the sense of being clear? The sense of I amness is clear. Who is aware of this?
I don't know what is aware of it, but I know that
Don't
something
use any label.
Yes.
Forget you heard the word awareness. There is something which sees this, or perceives it, or whatever word you want. So, who is that? So, it would be okay to say that I am aware. Otherwise, you would not be able to report. You say, I am aware even of the sense of being. So this awareness of the sense of being, is there any attribute that this awareness has? What does this awareness look like? See, if you let the mind come in, it can be very tiresome. But you have to cut through this. From what it can seem like that. You have to cut through the mind to ask you this very simple question. As what are you aware? of the sense of being. I am is undeniable. The sense of me or being is undeniable. But for it to be undeniable, there's an undeniable seeing of it or witnessing of it. I said that to say that I am is undeniable. Everyone will see, whether they've been to satsang or not, whether they've read anything or not. To say that I am is what we say, can you stop being or are you? So, but this is also seen, isn't it? This is seen that I am. So who sees it? Is there an entity that sees it? Where from is it seen? With what eyes do you see?
It should be like a thought.
It should be like a thought.
And it should be a thought. Otherwise, how do I be aware? How awareness would become a being?
What also is being?
No. It should be something which,
This is good. Go on, go on. Yeah. What?
suppose I'm eating sleep.
Yes.
There should be some unsettling which makes
Yes.
me to see that I was, no, which
It's
makes
okay.
awareness to see as me, and as me rises, and the same pattern follows. Again, a thought. But I don't know, it came out somewhere, some way, but still, it's not convincing because unless and until I see that, I realize I won't be able to do that. So I would like to ask you a question. When you go to deep sleep, and for any, and then you try to wake up, but then you will never sleep if you're already awakened. How will you sleep?
No,
Because
there's nothing like that. There is no difference in the way I sleep or you sleep.
then how?
It's only that
You would
these
never
days
identify.
I find myself more aware of my dreams, but that is completely irrelevant. That's only for entertainment.
But then you would never sleep because if you already know that you are awareness and it is established.
As awareness, I never sleep. As awareness, you also never sleep.
Nobody sleeps, but it's a transitory explanation that I am realizing right now. Suppose I become an awareness like
Yeah.
I would never sleep.
Suppose
I already identify and then sleep.
if there was a becoming that was supposed to happen, that a person could actually become awareness, then this would be true. What you are is already awareness.
Yeah. To identify truth patterns and then I say yes, I'm
Yes.
that's I'm. But how do you realize it? How do you report actually like
How do you report what?
that I am awareness?
You check right now. Who is the one that can say that I am aware now?
But then you also say that you are being right now.
I cannot stop being now.
You cannot stop being now.
Yes.
But awareness is the matter of everything. So
Yes.
I cannot be.
Yes.
It
But
will
it
be
is,
everywhere.
between awareness and being, we said that it is water and ice. It's like water and ice, isn't it? If awareness is all there is, then where must consciousness come from? From awareness itself. So it seems like a different form of the same. Water is now seems to have more substance. It's ice. It seems harder.
Awareness and being.
Yes, awareness and consciousness, between seeing and being, whatever. Seeing and being is a very simple way to put it. Pure seeing, and then within pure seeing emerges this pure being. And then in the pure being, all the natak starts. I am a person.
The way when you example
The waves becomes think that I am separate from
Yeah.
the Brahmastra.
Quantum is saying that it's the rarity that somebody would question or it's not rare, there's no one has.
So many. What's the population of Bangalore?
And even more online.
I have no trouble with when they say that it's a rare being that looks, because that seems to be statistically true. But I have trouble with this saying that it's a rare one that finds.
Yes, that's right. But even Moji said,
Oh,
that's,
she's going to get me into trouble.
no, that's why it troubled me. Because, like you said earlier, that when earlier people had this report that it was bliss all the time and all that was doing this service.
Yes.
But even now you find that Moji said that then.
So there can be that he's referring to the sense of neutrality as the state of joy or state of bliss. But I don't find that true to my experience to say that you have to be in some blissed out state. And I've heard him also say this very often. That freedom is not some blissed out state.
No, he's saying about the rare person.
Oh, the rare. I've not heard him actually, because mostly what I've heard in this talks about selective hearing also in some sense. Maybe I hear it like that. So what I hear him always saying is that it's completely possible for all of you. It's very often.
I also heard saying the contrary. It's so obvious.
Yes, it's so
If
obvious.
you believe you are a pilot, as obvious as that, it is available to you. How you are convinced for that? Why don't you are convinced for this?
So also it depends on who the questioner was and what the. It's not always answering the question actually, it's answering the question.
If I'm always answering the question,
Answering the questioner more. Sometimes it can be very, if some are very egoistic, for example, and then you say, it's only for 1 in a million, you say, yes, I have to be that one. For some it's like that. Others will just lose hope. What's the point? It also depends on those things. Also, ultimately, we have to all remember that nothing that is spoken is true. All thorns being used to remove other thorns and to be thrown. And Mujiji says, don't make tattoos out of any words that I speak.
I've heard another example.
Yes?
If you go to cross a river,
Yes.
and when you cross the river, even you
Leave that rope also. Exactly. No concept will apply. You will find that, like earlier Jaini was also saying, isn't it? That I want to expose something and I don't want to hide and whack me if there's something still hiding. So I said that there's a time and place for that where it seems relevant, but ultimately even that are all these are just concepts. Whack any arrogance from me. It's very nice. But ultimately to awareness, oneness, what arrogance, what whack, what everything is just nothing.
questions look so unimportant, I would say.
Yeah.
It seems like it's division of your attention that you're being told. Personally, I would love to still go on that. How come the awareness comes to be?
How come? How come awareness creates this being? Huh? That is an unanswerable question. Or actually, if you find the answer, you can tell me. I'd be very happy to hear it. And with complete openness, I'm saying that. But if you find why awareness decided to create this being.
Okay, let me go there. But how it happens actually?
How it
Because the being comes and then I start my own big record of the first.
This is observable. This part is observable. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, just see. And then it might be that it just happened very quickly, so you say, okay, tomorrow I'll see. But there will be some clarity which will emerge like this.
Maybe like that.
You see, what
But
is
it
it?
would be safe for a small kid, small child,
Yeah. Absolutely.
without any
If they're very small, if they're younger than 2 years, we won't be able to communicate with them like that. But if they're younger than 2 years, then they probably don't even pick up the concept that I am a person.
And it will be as is for them.
Yes, yes.
What does the
No, for them means what?
suppose
Okay.
I was a 2-year kid,
Yes.
I don't have anything, I have no past memory. What is as is to me? Light comes to me,
Yes,
light comes to me,
yes,
nothing.
completely.
No attachment to anything. And I wake up. Nothing seems so important, nothing seems so less important.
But I have because we are talking, I can say this to you. If you were completely new in satsang, I would not be able to say it to you. Because we are talking, I can say this, that when the kid was sleeping, can we really say the kid was sleeping? For example, okay, leave that even aside. Where was the kid when sleep was there? The kid is also part of the appearance, you see.
Correct. But then, so you're saying that kid would not understand, would never understand this concept, or we might be understanding it.
Yeah.
But then now I become understandable. My cortex are now developed. So how should I understand that?
What the point I'm trying to make to you is that is an even deeper point, which is that there is no child or one who is developed in the sleep state.
Correct.
And when the world appears, the body also appears along with the world. You see, so I could go to sleep, and in my dream, I could be a 5-year-old kid or a 2-year-old kid who just woke up from sleep. Okay?
Yes.
So all this appearance, Maya, is for us as beingness itself, not as a kid or a grown-up.
When you just follow that simple thing, which is don't believe in explore, it actually leads you to the same state of unmixed feeling. Because you are again, when you don't have any of those other things which you described, that 2-year-old child, as an adult, you actually are experiencing that state of unmixed presence. There's nothing.
That's why we said earlier that's why Jesus said, only the babes will enter the kingdom. So what you said, unmixed presence or unassociated being, is the state of not believing this energy.
Because ultimately the baggage of memory is transmitted to you through your thought. It isn't anywhere in some physical cache, it's not significant. It is reaching you only through your thought.
It is realized by your thought. It should be that.
No, but if you're giving belief to your thought, then that is how it's reaching you. So when you don't believe your thought, you are actually.
An even simpler question is that who goes to sleep?
No, my questioning was like that because I understand the body will appear when you wake up. It will appear. But suppose, but 2 years, if I'm a 2-year-old kid, I would never know that
In the appearance.
In the appearance, I would never know I'm a kid.
Yes.
So I even don't know. I
You
never
don't.
because now I understand.
You don't. Yes.
But you know yourself.
Huh?
You don't know.
You don't even identify with the body so much. There's pain in the body and the crying will happen. And you're not even identified with the crying.
So as the child grows, then it's the people around him who condition him. So if you were to do an experiment, take a child and not do any conditioning there.
It is not just the people around him. It's also that as we get to 2.5, this energy called the mind starts to also come out. So these thoughts will start coming out, this sense of. So this conditioning is the same guy, the ego starts to operate, irrespective of even if they were in one with all the surroundings. Being will be there. We are not talking about
there. You are anyways. You have only curtailed one part of your awareness if you are there.
curtailed. Okay.
What I feel is if being still exists, that means you follow all the rules what applies to being.
Right.
Like we wake up. You will see objects coming to you.
Yes.
You will do actions.
Yes.
And there will be reactions.
Yes.
So
the flow of all these appearances will continue.
Being is a chakra. Understanding that it is awareness and everything, you lose the grip on your reactions.
You lose the imaginary.
Right.
You lose the concept that I am the doer.
Many times I have experienced, like when I'm about to wake up, I'm aware I'm awake, but I want to check out where my body is, which side my legs are, which side my hands. So that means it takes some time to even get the orientation of the body. And that experience is hugely challenging. So, because of a particular condition, that your leg should not be in your, it should not face the God, that side of the leg. As soon as you wake up, that it's few times, but that gave me an idea of when Ramana said, first your sense of height comes, then the body concept.
There's a very beautiful video with Papaji also. He's asking this question: what wakes us? Then I wake up. Exactly. You know, she already said that she doesn't want to hear the answer. And I can only say you have to see it. But don't make like, it's not one tip I can give you, although you didn't want the answer from me, I can give you a tip. Is that it is not difficult. And don't hand it over to the mind's answer. With the simplicity of a child, just watch.
Somehow there's no interest here in wanting to know any of it.
Yes. And that's completely fine. Completely fine. It's completely fine. That's why I say that just don't believe your next thought, be free from suffering, the rest is all for our discussion. Okay.
I mean, even freedom from suffering. It's just falling away on its own. It's seeing. There's no interest in knowing what, like, I mean, it's not right or wrong. It's just here. It's just.
That's what they say, different temperaments. They say different temperaments.
You don't like the mechanics. Yeah. Somebody likes mechanics.
Yes.
I like mechanics. Not habits.
Yes. That's what, it's not right or wrong. It's just what's here.
But at least everyone will agree that we want to be free from suffering.
But there's something here that still wants to experience this love at this. I have met that. It's still there. It's still definitely there. I think that's to experience the love.
Yeah, she also asked this. In time ago, she asked the same.
Yeah, and that peace is here. I mean, if there's no suffering, there's peace.
Yes.
We can't go anywhere. But there's still some unrest with the secret. But more than the other identity, I can see there's more unrest with the secret. It wants to feel that a lot of people in the South I do feel, and I know.
So, why do you come to Satsang?
I want to love you.
Then what you said, I want to feel love.
There is an expectation, but I don't know what.
That's the problem. See, the expectation is the problem. It's like the water thirsting for water. You said, I come to Satsang because I love you. So what is that love? You feel it.
Like I want to feel
Deeper.
like
Deeper can be just the expression.
Sometimes, like, what you feel for Moji and something like that. Like,
how do you know?
the love
That's just expression. The expression can be anything. I'm not so concerned with the expression.
You just say sometimes I hate you, will be off.
No,
Yeah.
I want to trust it.
So it's not that. So what is naturally present is this love.
So I'm just so tired of this. Everything I've learned. Everything I've learned is Satsang.
Yes. Yeah. You should not learn anything in Satsang.
No, I mean, like, whatever.
In some traditions, it is being said that the child is less than 2 years old. They are God.
Yes.
And that's why people go and That's right.
Yes, yes. Yes.
They are allowed to do a lot of things that adults can't do because they are not following it.
It's all connected. Right?
So yeah, there's some deep knowledge in some of this.
You might have realized. Right?
So what do you want to feel now?
That's what I'm saying. There's an expectation that that feeling of love. Actually, frankly, my own this healing journey started with my it's always been that more than joy.
So under what conditions will you love me?
So there's no condition.
Unconditional love tick.
That is a condition.
But I can see it.
You can see the tricks of the mind.
There was no practically there was no deepening when I started.
Yes.
And so I can see a deepening. So I feel that there's going to be more deepening. Or there's going to be more something.
So I always say that whether you know it or not, if you're here for the second satsang at least, there must be some resonance or something. Because for the mind it is pure torture. My dad can't sit for too long.
I feel that when for the seeker,
Yes.
like a master is somebody who is like you can have attachment towards a family member. You know, I think we were born with them, with our mother or father because of the feeling they have reciprocal.
Yes.
Here is a totally unknown person, and we are communicating. We are interacting with them, and that person says something which gives a sort of an like it gives a relief from whatever feeling they have had, suffering, whatever, or a sort of a consolation or something comes. And then we again and again go back to that. And then you feel gratitude. And gratitude takes the form of love.
It can be like that, but also there's something more primal. It's like when I met, and don't make this an expectation. When I start a story, it becomes trouble. So when I met Mochi ji for the first time, there was never this thing that I was pretty decided that I am out of this guru business. Enough following gurus, switching, going from one to another. Very clear. No more gurus. I like what he says. I will go in here. It will clarify something for me. And I saw him and I was like, love at first sight. And it was complete like, okay, everything that's meant to happen is his problem now. Okay? So it doesn't have to play out in this way. But what I'm saying is that sometimes it can be like this, slowly development of trust. It can be like that. Sometimes it can just be clear. Like this one was here, Prema is here. I don't know whether she's in the hangout or not, but Prema just saw a glimpse of me in the Rishikesh satsang. The camera panned to me and she saw, and she'd never heard of me, nothing. She was like, who is this? And she got in touch with Amrita and said she wants to be in satsang, she wants to make some donation, something like that. So we can never predict how it is going to play out.
It just feels like I've never not known you already. You that always
So the mind can have different versions of this love story. But it is not possible to be in satsang without the presence of this heart resonance. Then love tick, unconditional love tick. What else you wanted to feel?
the joy comes. The joy just comes.
The joy. Okay, so that is tick.
I've no day the joy. It comes up.
Yeah, if you keep waiting for the mind's confirmation, then it becomes a.
Even this I who wants to drop it and then
Yeah. And like you said, what is all this about?
We're so used to striving for something.
Yeah.
Just
It's habit.
fall off the
That's a
box.
good answer. It's habit. Seeking has also become a habit. Striving, wanting to get something.
Something wants to confirm from you that it is drop off.
But this is something you see. The beautiful thing is all of them have started calling it something. They don't say I anymore. It already is enough. To see that it is something, and we don't see that it is I. Then you cannot suffer so much from this suffering. You can pretend little. Like we can say that I have a pesky neighbor, something. I want this. There's something here that wants something. It's like I have a pest in my house. A rat came in and it seemed to cause some trouble, but not really to you. I think the subtle shifts in language are automatically happening in Satsang. A few months ago, I would have said, I am free. There's something here which wants this.
I have more energy left in my body. It started off with wanting to get rid of something.
Yes.
But now there's not as much, I would say. I don't know what it is all about.
It can seem like a little bit of a limbo state. Because what is happening is you're losing the striving. There's always a target. We're so used to having targets and wanting to achieve something. You're just here. Not just what? No, just here. What are you going to do? I'm just here. Don't you want something? No, I'm just here. Huh?
Why are you here?
I don't know, I'm just here. Even these, I was very much like this. I wanted to figure out the mechanics of everything. In fact, I remember that I went to Ramesh Balsekar and said that, tell me the mechanics of this. So when he said mechanics, it's very much it was that. But now not even that. Although that aspect still comes up once in a while. To look at something. It was very fascinating to me, this thing. I felt I was the most excited the other day. I could not see that resonance in everyone. Why is he so excited about this? I was asking, how do thoughts appear to you? Very fascinating one. I thought everybody would say left to right like this. Oh, but some said, they said they come from. Very interesting. I find it very interesting. How does it appear?
This way.
Huh? Right to left. Like this it goes.
Sometimes just comes like that,
Say it this way, or it flashes.
Flash.
Right to left.
Yeah.
Right to left.
There's somebody in the app of that went right to left and then left to right.
Once like this, once like this. Somebody said. I've never heard a satsang like this where anyone has discussed how do these thoughts appear left or right. It's very interesting.
When I did, when you were telling us to do the exercise, and see, it just appears. And it's visual.
Visual.
It is, for me, it is visual.
It just appears, and then goes.
I see it is not like it's traveling like this. Nothing
Not
of
like
that.
then
It's just a visual image that just comes.
comes.
Not
Is it like
visual.
fade in, fade out, or just there and not there?
It appears.
It just appears
No,
as a
but
visual.
appearing can be like slowly.
No,
No, it is
No,
not.
no,
It is not a ramp.
You also?
It is like this.
It's there and then
It's
not
like
there.
it's like 0, 0, 0.
One and then zero. And then zero. It's just like that. Like somebody said, just flashes.
Not even
and
like this. It is that.
just zero.
Pop, pop, pop.
Pop.
I call it like a popcorn.
Yeah.
Same thing. How about you?
Why is that happening?
I know everybody is asking why is it so. I don't know. It seems relevant.
Maybe you are at a deeper point in your
No.
watch it enter.
I don't feel it.
No, but he's telling
See, for you?
I have no idea how they do it.
See, now wait for the next one. Close your eyes.
It will never come.
See, without love, we cannot follow these instructions.
It just feels like some energy.
Yeah. But when the, okay, wait for the next thought to come. And see how it. I'm the only one that is fascinated with
Energy moves
left to right.
It's very subtle.
Yeah, subtle. It's not possible to check this if you've not been to satsang.
I used to feel that there is some problem with equations, and I find a solution. Equation is just a metaphor, a problem with the answer. Then I have feeling like this, and it is going to come. It comes from
Feeling come like this. Feeling come.
It is like I'm not solved, but it is not like come on. It's not achievement. It's like it's like happiness with some not even doubt, but a rattling feeling.
Yes.
Oh, you got it. Like amusement.
I think feeling most will say it's like this. Most will say.
Amusing.
Because feeling comes like on forehead for the month. Most is like this.
From stomach.
Like that, below. Aradhana, how it appears? Thoughts? Images of the what? The letters.
The subject of the thought. It seems like a combination of words and images. That is not really thought. I'm not really paid attention. It's very subtle. What I said, I'm not even sure if I said it because somebody else saw it or I saw it.
Like father, like daughter types.
Seriously, like it could be the mind.
Yeah, it's ultimately imagination. Just seeming to appear in different. All these appearances we can say is imagination.
Is there like a continuity in the way? Does it have to be like that or sometimes?
No, I don't know. I don't feel anybody studied this. I'm not read any scripture studies, satsang.
No, it's like Shaivism. They study thoughts.
No, how it comes like that?
Exactly.
Who studied?
Shaivism.
I would love to read this. Oh, Shiva, it's okay. Shiva.
Jammu Kashmir Pandits.
I would love to read more about it.
And I think there is some three-part novels in the book. Who belong to that kind of side. All Agori Babas, they study their thoughts. They will label them. It's the way they start the inquiry that, oh, I'm angry.
No, that I know. Because even in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, they've categorized, all that is clear. That is fine. I'm just saying.
The pattern. How it appears. It's very fascinating.
I would love to see. Somebody better ask me a question. I will keep talking about this.
But don't believe in it's thought which believe that you really don't I mean, not in those exact sense.
So I was actually going to ask you about one exercise. Create one belief right now. I want to know how it gets created. That was a very question that it appeared that.
Create a belief for you.
Yeah,
only you can create a belief.
Only conditioning can do it.
Yeah, but I'm not conditioning. Okay.
So
let's say. So what do you want me to do? Give you a content of something which can be.
So then I can start feeling he said, and so this is right. I want to create one more belief.
Okay. So suppose I were to say I know something which is attractive. None of this has ever happened.
The boxing match?
No, you get irritated by something will happen in a season. None of this has ever happened. See, belief means either acceptance or a aversion also.
Action.
Giving it meaning means it can be either this way or that way. It's not neutral.
So what did I have to believe to create this aversion?
Yeah, so there must be some conditioning there.
What is that? how do I see that?
Everything I must do. So there must be something there which is saying, so it is so clear that all this is happening. What does it mean nothing is ever happening? Something must be there like that. What does it mean? We are sitting here, we are talking. What does it mean nothing is happening? It can be like that.
No, that's not something.
No, but this is an example of belief.
Yeah.
But it came the other way, not something which is like sugar.
But it's better. This is better. Because it is, I remember it.
Yeah, it is also belief. Yeah. It also belief. So this is how thoughts can push our button. You're not really understood anything. Actually, don't believe your next thought. There's not much left to talk about suffering.
It's like a balloon garment that you just kind of fill out oneself. It unravels and everything.
Nice. It's a quote. It's a quotable quote from
The message.
Father?
Yes, Jesse.
Namaste.
Okay, my dear.
How are you?
Very good.
Good. It seems like you got quite a press conference going on there. It's like a satsang press conference. It's pretty amazing.
I'm in the hot seat. I love it.
I know. I love it too. My question is, we talk a lot about, when things come up and we throw them in the fire of satsang and of you. And it seems lately that it's been sort of like even that has been almost entertainment.
Yeah.
And it seems like just throwing little bits of this and that in there. And I just wanted to tell you that there's a feeling here that I just want to totally walk into the fire with everything I've got.
Yes.
And be done with it. And once and for all, just burn it. I want to kind of throw the thrower in the fire.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
And I'm not impatient about that feeling. I'm not feeling any sort of frustration about it. I know that eventually I'll run out of things to burn, I suppose, but I know that anything that I am sort of throwing in one by one, bit by bit, is just sort of a, like I said, sort of it's got a temporary feeling of relief, I suppose, when we do that, when we let go of things. But there's a feeling that I don't want to do the little things anymore.
Yes.
I don't want to throw the little things anymore. I want to throw the whole thing in.
Yes.
And I just want to tell you I love you and thank you for bringing me to this point where I'm willing to walk into a fire.
Very good. Very good. I'm very happy.
So do I just stay here, huh? Just stay here?
This one who wants to know what to do, this one also into the fire.
Yes. I don't want to know how to do anything.
Yes, very good.
Because anytime I've ever felt I know how to do something, I eventually want to throw that in.
Yes. Yes. And the one who's saying this also into the fire.
Yes. Everything. I want to live in the fire.
This one also.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna pack up my bags of everything I've got and just walk straight in.
Yes, all in the fire.
Yep. Because I know from your pointing and your guidance that that will never hurt me. I could be in the middle of the fire and everything that is here will still be here.
And suppose that was not true. Suppose even that was not true. Then would you be scared? Or would you say that he has said, go into the fire, I will go?
I would not be scared.
Yes.
Because I've learned that there's nothing to be afraid of.
Very good.
So we just kind of want to check in to see. I know there's no such thing as the right or wrong track because it's all the same. It's all the same trip. It's all the same walk. But just this little throwing of sticks on the fire, I don't know. I just want to burn the whole thing down.
It's very good, you see, because what can happen also is that in this simple expression of surrender, which we say throwing into the fire, then it can feel like I'm making little progress every day. Today I threw this, tomorrow I threw this. It is not meant like that. It is meant to throw everything which can be thrown into the fire, including, like he said, the thrower himself. And then what remains?
You.
So this emptiness, this nothingness, this pure I can be called I or you. The same thing.
Yes. Same.
Yes. Very beautiful words, very beautiful.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
So, yesterday I have two small children,
Yeah.
and last night, everybody, and I'm sure you know this, and anybody that has children will understand this also, that it seemed that everything that happened upset them, no matter what it was, no matter what we did, no matter what we did, tried to correct them, sort of try to get them on track, try to get them to behave. Nothing worked.
Yeah.
And there was a feeling that I was trying to be a parent. And so I decided that what if I'm nobody? What if I consciously decide to step back from the role of being a parent and just be here and not strategize and not try and figure out a way to figure this whole thing out. Let's see what happens. And immediately, when I say immediately, I mean instantly, the entire atmosphere of the house changed. There was no more crying, no more yelling. Everybody was laughing. We were having a great time. And I thought, how is it possible that being nobody in this type of situation could fix the whole situation by itself? And that's what kind of brought me to this point to where I said, I don't want anything. I don't want to be anything.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And your love amazes me every day, all the time.
Oh, same, my dear. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, I was telling another friend the other day that it takes two hands to clap. And when we talk about conflict, there cannot be conflict if there is no ego here. A one-sided ego cannot create conflict. So when this idea that I am somebody is not there, in all these conflicting situations also seem to not bother us at least. The appearances can still be strong. So at least from our perspective, it's all the same, doesn't really matter.
Thank you, Father.
Perspective of neutrality, this perspective of nobodiness, doesn't need belief. It is our natural state. When you say that I became nobody, it means that I stopped pretending that I was somebody.
Yes.
That I was pretending to be a nobody.
And my children responded by pretending, by stopping pretending to be children.
Yes,
You know?
that can happen. That can happen. But even sometimes in the appearance, if they still pretend to be children, that also does not bother us.
Right.
So don't expect that the appearances will change. The appearance might still continue to be the way it was. But we find that automatically the juice that was here, the sting that was here, also goes.
It's amazing that I'm hearing you speaking to people in the room there, and they're asking so many practical questions. And what I'm finding is that there's nothing more practical than just being the self.
Yes.
There's nothing more practical than being nothing.
This is very good. I've never heard it said like this. I think it's very nice. See, because there's always this conflict that people have, which is that, oh, all this is okay for satsang, but in the practical world, or the real world, how am I supposed to operate? What am I supposed to do? Just be the self. Just stop pretending to be anything. This is very good.
I love you so much.
I love you too, my dear, so much.
Thank you. I'm going to mute now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Om is here? Yes. He's here. Say hi to your mom and aunt.
Anyhow, he's coming, no?
He's coming. He's got that embarrassed son grin.
Look at him back.
So what? We didn't have a questioner chair today. Yeah, they were freezing initially. Ishani, what are you doing there? Aren't you supposed to be here? I didn't get your leave application.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, my dear. Are you in another country?
I wasn't well, Father, so I just came home.
Very good to see you.
Love you, Father.
Love you too, my dear. See you soon. You read the chat as well. What did Om say? It actually seems to appear over the sense I am, so to say. That's why it used to feel natural to say I am thinking these thoughts. Only in the presence of the sense I am do these thoughts appear. You're still talking about the thoughts appearing, isn't it? His mom was like, he's coming here in a week only, so what's the big deal? We'll see him anyway. Some amazing testimonies today. So many were saying, suffering more or less gone. Suffering is not a big deal. Actually, for me, that is enough. To hear you say that is. Because if the sense of personhood is there will be suffering. If you say that it's all clear, little bit momentary can come and go. That's this gift that I received from the Sadguru, this one line, don't believe your next thought, that can be enough for satsang.
Brother, what should be? I'm just there.
Huh? I'm just here.
I'm just here.
Huh?
I'm just here.
I'm just here. Mojiji also said like that. I'm just here. Whatever might be appearing, going, coming, mind, understanding, good feelings, bad feelings. I'm just here. This is being, this is presence. I cannot stop being here. I cannot stop being. If adding the word here helps, maybe I can add the word here also sometimes. Are you here now?
So the concept of oneness,
Yeah.
the concept.
Yeah.
And each one of us, as many people as they exist, each one has an idea of what oneness means. But experientially, it seems that the idea of it that I had accepted or thought it would be is actually not it.
Yeah.
I don't think oneness will eventually, or even now at this moment as I'm speaking, I don't think oneness will be that you will be overflowing with love for all the forms that are around you. But I think oneness could perhaps mean that the mind is no longer having a say in how you perceive the many forms of consciousness around you. So that is all. There isn't anything.
And also what we can say is that I am all there is.
Yeah.
I cannot validate your existence. I can never validate the existence of another. You're another dream for all I know. This body is also part of that dream. I can say I am. This is oneness.
Because of perceiving the other, then that's why the other exists.
Yes, it doesn't really exist. You see, you cannot say that it really exists. They just appear. It's good to point out this because many have this feeling that it can play out like that also. So we cannot predict how it plays out, but it is not necessary that we are just, walking around hugging everyone. That also can happen. So the neutrality is such a beautiful concept. It doesn't have to be any way. That is freedom. If freedom had only a particular structure, then I would not say it's freedom. In the expressions of all the sages also, everyone has a different expression.
I remember Vijay saying about this feeling, even to have a will, and that is free, it is not a freedom. If you are, if you already you think you have freedom, then you won't have will.
Will has no meaning for awareness.
You have a will, that means you think that should be something. So it will be. And where is the freedom?
That's why I found great clarity when in this perspective, that as what are we talking about free will? Are we talking about free will from the perspective of a person? Are we talking about will from the perspective of consciousness? Or are we talking about free will from the perspective of awareness itself? So mostly, obviously, it is. The question comes from this personal sense of doership. But then very quickly everybody can see that there is no person here. But this question of will somehow becomes sticky. So it's good to ask, so who? You say very well that I see that there is no person. Then whose will are you speaking of? Is there anything more to do? Is there something more to get? Dr. Kanchan is not herself today. Very subdued.
No, no, really, I'm working with too much.
You don't have that exuberant energy about yourself.
But sometimes it happens to have no conviction. A conviction goes away. And that's also simply mistake.
Yes.
But then, there's always a conversation.
Yes.
Comes around.
I'm the Advaita police.
Yes. So that conviction mentally when I saw my friend. Now my sense of person is like that. Some person there. Yeah, I felt like that. Where have it gone? What happened to me? These questions arose. Then I realized this urge for freedom is so strong, this desire. And I felt in comparison to that maybe I'm not fit. So
I'd like to make this one out.
and I was very disturbed, very down, depressed, all that happened. Lost. Neither doing this, not that. Sort of like let go of the rudder. I felt like that.
Yes.
2-3 days back, or 2 days back. And then the next morning was the sunset. Something is clear out. And sure enough, the questions that were raised again put me back on track. Let go. Back confusion can again come back and cloud the scene also.
This is a very good position. Because this is much better than the arrogant position that nothing can ever come for me. This is good. This soberness I really like. Even I cannot say tomorrow what will appear.
It's so disturbing that I became helpless. Then I started my prayer. I'm drowned. I wrote a prayer also. SOS, I'm drowned. Please get me out of this clouded state of mind.
Next time if you feel something is drowning, you must let it drown. Huh? Because who is the one that can drown? Only the unreal one.
But even the clarity is not there. That mix-up is so
Okay, so
clear.
any of you who are here in satsang for the first time or on YouTube or something, putting in the fire or walking into the fire is not literal. Neither is drowning. Just a disclaimer for but I was saying that if there is a sense that I'm drowned. It's very good. You must let it drown. What needs rescuing?
Discrimination was not there at that moment. And that identity was totally in that feeling
Yes.
that I'm lost. And then when I prayed and wrote the letter, very next moment, again, come on, do your vichara. What vichara is that?
Yes.
This is workshop. Yeah. It's a feeling. And then again the distancing occurs and the recognition. So then confirmation. Then the satsang came as a confirmation. The questions that people were raising. Then again, yeah.
This is very good. I see no harm in this because, like we used to say earlier, that so long we believe that the sun rises from the west. Then we feel that we have a clear, after checking a few times, we see sun rises from the east actually. Then sometimes this old thought comes, are you just fooling yourself? Do you really see from the east or you just said because he was saying that it comes from the east? Then this feeling can come, oh, I didn't really get it, I was just imagining the sun. There's no harm getting next morning and seeing it actually in the east. Like she said that I did the vichara again, I did my self-inquiry and said, who is the sufferer? Who is suffering? And there's no harm in it. And from the ultimate perspective, in all these ups and downs, nothing is changing as far as you really are concerned. For the awareness, nothing is changing.
The distance thing that you made that person understand,
Yes.
it just the stamp for that. You see, the understanding was there, but that degree of clarity that came with that, showing that, yeah, nothing can just, it may have been slightly critical in my understanding, but then it became very practical. Everything is seen, so nothing can touch.
This is very good.
Every time, each satsang, there is something that will be absolutely clear and happy. But I found the greatest Ramban is that don't believe the thought. It is the thought that make us get clouded. And we are believing it creates more suffering. So when I don't believe, I get confused. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
So, freedom also I experience.
I also feel that's my Ramban. I feel I have a Ramban besides Ram himself.
Chops everything. When my master, I told you also, when my master said, the moment that, all this duality is because of mind. And so I dumped the mind. And he said, only he can do it. Where can I come very close to him? Dumping the mind. It seems so difficult. Mind is a wild elephant, very different. But then you are saying, don't believe the thought. That is like, there is a story of a father who taught the son we showed him a bundle of sticks tied with a rope, asked him to break the bundle. He could not break the bundle. However much he tried.
Yes.
Then father said, untie the knot
Ananta.
and take each stick and break. And he was able to break the whole bundle. So like that, you are telling, don't believe a thought. It's like opening the bundle and taking each thought and breaking it at that moment. Finish. Then that the mind has power.
So there's been a evolution of this pointing up. So initially, it would have started by saying that let go of your mind. Then this is still confusing. Then it was let go of your thoughts. And still it seemed like, oh, I was able to let go of something. Then I said, this is also still confusing. Then we said, let go of your next thought. And then we found that it is still confusing because this confusion of attention and belief was happening. Then we have now come to the point where we're saying, don't believe your next thought. Now, I don't know whether this will end with this or there's something more also. But I feel now we've taken out as much complexity or the trickster to play with any fodder, we've not left much in that. So let's see. Let's see how. Because unless it's something that can be applied, then it just works.
One day I had a lot of correction to be done. The deadline was next day morning, and I had to go and attend to my parents. I had to go all the way, come back, I'm going to lose another 2-3 hours. See, through the night, will I be able to finish 43 papers? Then I'm such a slow person in correction. It's a big class of me. And I said, don't believe the thought. So as I'm driving, the thoughts popping and palpitation, because the fear of not being able to keep the deadline. So palpitation, worry, tension, headache, everything is coming. It's all related. Don't believe the thought. It almost became a commenter. Don't believe the thought. Don't believe that. The moment it pops, chuck, it was going on like this. And by the time I went home, even as I was driving, already I'm feeling freedom. I'm feeling free. Then I reached home, I'm telling my mom, see, Mama, tension illa. Tension illa. And I'm telling her. And then I go back. Again,
and mom is saying, thank God.
Everything can through my threshold is coming down. Because of the tension, threshold can come down. I can start blowing my tap on all of it. It happens. Again, already it's 11:30. When are you going to sit and correct 43 papers? Don't believe the thought. Just do what you can at this moment. Okay. So I started correcting one. I've corrected only 2 questions. And then again, they said, what's it, my HOD asked me, have you corrected the paper? I'm not going to tell him, I'm not going to tell him lies, but I don't know what's going to happen. I said, don't believe this thought. Just go and face the situation. And that man was not. So I'm telling you, he is there at 9 o'clock. I reach at 10:30. He's not there. He is not there. He may come and ask me at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock as soon as he finishes class. He didn't. The whole day I heard he's got this other pastor. He's gone to my, so he didn't come on Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I saw my colleagues also have not submitted. I better not finish. See? Unnecessarily, I've got work done there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We don't know the.
Now she's back.
Exactly. I was going to tell you, what did you see that she was subdued?
She was. You can't see from this side.
Unknown creates a lot of things. Unknown creates things. Just holding on like that, just facing things at the moment, the whole scene may change.
Yes.
The whole thing reverses.
Or may not.
And I was the first one to submit.
See, it's very important to remember that it may not also.
It may not.
And it doesn't matter even.
No, but that I was ready to face it. Ready to face any eventuality. At the maximum, what you will do. How can you be like this? Yeah. See, that fear
I
of.
didn't believe my next thought. you can blame Ananta for this. And his fault.
Grace. I've seen many things like this, just ironing themselves out. So I'm not allowing myself to project into the future. That's the point I want to convey. You wrote it so beautifully. Some things are very sticky for us. For me, academic is quite sticky. Very much. Another person will be education.
Yeah.
For me, it is academic. Now, whoever comes with a problem, don't believe your thoughts. I tell you. Don't believe
Every day I want to tell her something.
Yeah, freedom.
But I believe in that. Actually, sometimes if I can't do anything, I don't bother about that. Like that, I don't believe. It happens.
Yes.
So nice. It is working in our family at least.
Very good. Yeah, that is. That's why I say that these small things, these are very important. For you to go home and tell your mom that no tension. That for me is much bigger miracle than saying I can walk on water. This is very good. So these is real when the rubber hits the road. Otherwise we're just talking.
Even Jyoti was telling something. I don't know. She was driving to office and she had a lot of work and all that. And she was praying, taking God name. Then I won't believe any thought like that. She thought. Then ultimately the weather was so nice, leaves were flying, and her mind was also free. And she was telling me that by phone.
She felt like it was
it all cleared up.
Winter, all the leaves are rustling and falling off, and that rustle and the breeze. She suddenly felt she was light and actually flying. That feeling came to her even as she was driving, because she was burdened with so much of backlog. And she felt that, and she told me, "You see the power of that satsang." And she told me, now I'm so addicted to that satsang, I don't listen.
And she will sit and hear. At least 1 hour I
I
spend.
don't see her in the hangout now. She's
She's
able
not
to
in the hangout, but she
listen now.
because she's not able to fix to the time. It's too early for her. So
I think 4 o'clock or something. First
know.
few days she said it's very auspicious, Brahma Muhurat. It's very difficult to keep up.
Even she will tell her daughter also, listen to that. Here, whatever you can grasp, that's that.
What does the daughter say?
No, she is switches off.
Exactly.
You know, you're always talking that. Have you anything else to tell? Even my niece does that.
Same story. My kids.
They don't know the
I've stopped trying with my kids.
But when we were very young and all that time we never worried or not thought of anything. After growing only, all this happened. Somehow we met Muji and you and all that. It is something better.
My friends make me feel that I have strayed away. I can't believe it. No, you're not feeling search notes. Everything is told in search notes. Why are you saying you have no clarity? I have so much clarity. What's wrong with me? I seem to be here, there. Why I go here, there, everywhere. It's not that I've strayed away. I left my master. I still have great respect for my master. Whatever I've got now, even this amount of discrimination is also because of the master. But something in me had not got what he pointed. And you could break it up and make it even more simpler. And I knew I could make out where I was pointing, and that fault was pointed out to me. And that helped me to get.
So who was that? Who was that and who is here? Who was that spoke through that form? And who is this that speaks through here?
The same awareness. The same.
Straight from where to where?
Nowhere. No, that
So then,
with all that
when you
analysis,
say they make me feel, they cannot make you feel anything.
it happened. Because it happened, I said, why this feeling is coming? Is it a sense of competition?
Right.
Is it a sense of all this analysis started? And then that's what I said, the clouding of the mind and the feeling of the and that's when so different people, different ways, the divine, that inner one helps to home, hope. Like birds go home because it makes us recognize them.
Like when my kids sometimes they don't want to get up and get ready for school. So sometimes my wife will go say wake up, wake up. Sometimes I will go say wake up, wake up. Okay? The point is that the waking up needs to happen. It doesn't matter which form is coming to say wake up. Sometimes shouting, sometimes gently, all the same. It's all just wake up, wake up, wake up.
The whole existence is only about waking. Whether you think it is or not. If somebody has had another day and has not had another day, only to wake. I mean,
And that one we'll have to process.
I mean, you
I get what you
sleep
say.
only because you want to wake
Everything
up.
that is appearing can point you to your ultimate
Or is pointing.
is.
Some people get some like such experiences that automatically they are given a glimpse of a higher dimension. You can say. But there are people like me who never get such. What about people like this? We feel down. This person is not. But I'm just telling you. Unless
What they get, some people get glimpses of what?
they get glimpses of that there is a higher dimension.
Right?
Of the higher and not just this some people get out of body experience. No, they are not the body.
No, we can see Jesse is in his car.
So I was telling my master one day, sir, they get experiences, so it's easy for them to get detached from this preoccupation with this materiality.
Yeah, but they get attached to the experience.
That's it. To a large extent, it helps them. But there is nothing
How you
that
know?
is there to
How you
pull
know?
out.
There are many who get stuck in that experience. They want chakra, kundalini. How does it matter?
So I kept asking me, is it, how does one know one has gone to has really come to the point?
That's why we made it very simple. Are you aware now?
Yes, yes.
This question will not discriminate. You see. It will not discriminate based on how many books you read. All that it will discriminate maybe is to whether there is a sense of openness or not. When there is a sense of openness, then you will not even bother to inquire. So, what experience is relevant for awareness?
No. Our own, it's our own pramana, our own verification.
But even without that, is it
We
possible?
know, because I know I know I'm aware without just quick. So immediate, there's no need.
The beautiful contemplation would be to see that, okay, this is the world of consciousness. Huh? All that is appearing is consciousness. Then how can it be then that a sentence like this or an inquiry like this can exist? Are you aware now? How can it be that in the world of consciousness it can play out? So there is actual checking which is happening. And awareness is checking on awareness. See? So can awareness be doing something? So these are contemplations which still have fire for me. See this thing. The awareness is the unmoved witnessing. In awareness, being aware of awareness, is that a doing? But then when we ask the question, we say, are you aware now? It is checking. There is checking that happens. So who checking is it? Is it consciousness checking? Is it the person who somehow has access to consciousness? It's very open.
Yes. Now you put it into
These are contemplations which are beautiful. There are very few with whom we can have these sort of discussions.
It's like sun.
Sun
Sun doesn't know that it can influence.
Yes.
And it doesn't check that I do.
So then when we ask this question, are you aware now? And awareness becomes aware of awareness, then is the sun checking on its own luminosity or what is happening? Rashmi is like, oh God.
How do you know that the sun is checking?
No,
It's analog.
it's analogous.
Yeah.
She's playing informative. Don't worry about that.
There are no kids who are not embarrassed by their parents. My kids are thoroughly embarrassed all the time. It is something very nice, no? See? So in this play, there seems to be this appearance which asks the question, can you stop being? And who follows this instruction? So you can say, okay, being communes with itself to have this conversation. So being is talking to being, consciousness is speaking to consciousness. But then can consciousness check as the witness of even being? So then what is happening? You have some insights on this?
It just feels like awareness knows itself.
It's an intelligence
But
that
it seems in this play, isn't it? In this play, there seems to be this trigger, which is the inquiry.
Somehow it feels like what you shared, it feels like the most accurate thing that can be said is as though like it's not happening. Like it's as though
it can be said like that.
Yeah.
And yet it seems to be. None of this has ever happened, but yet it seems to have.
Jimmy Krishnamurti told about this.
He did?
This is the first and last freedom that one can have. If you talk about freedom, it's the only one thing that I can do is that this question.
Which one?
The one that you asked.
Are you aware?
How sun checks that it is a sun. And then sun will never be existing.
I'd like to read that passage. Very interesting.
It's a book.
Freedom from the known.
Huh?
Freedom from the known.
No. There's a first and last freedom.
First and last.
Yeah, there's a book. I will let you know. I've read it.
I got freedom from the known. You were not there when we shared this too. Many years ago, before I met Moji, I had some time at the airport and I was into reading spirituality. So then I went to the airport bookstore and saw this thin book, Freedom from the Known. I said, good for the flight and the waiting time, it'll get over. And I started reading that book, Freedom from the Known. I was like, what is this? What is this guy talking about? It makes no sense. And then later, as I kept reading more, I would go back to Freedom from the Known and say, it's making more sense now. I must be making some progress. It used to be like that. So I was taking my temperature those days. Some progress. Bhagavan actually used to say that the only choice you have, if at all, is to believe your next thought or not.
This is the same thing.
Or to let go of your next thought or not. And then when it is seen that you are not this one, this person, you will see that even that is grace. Even that was not your choice.
Yes.
Obviously, there was no person there anymore. So it's basically saying that if you want to pretend that you have some choice, just pretend to let go of your thoughts. And you'll see, once you're free, you will see who is the one who decided to let go. Even that was just a play of consciousness.
What is the meaning of the statement that bodha will occur?
I have no idea. What?
Bodha means? Bodha means? The total knowing will occur.
Will occur is what?
Will occur is a noun. That's part of the statement. Bodha.
What is it?
Yes, it's
Okay, translate.
Bodha means knowledge.
We're getting into heavy Sanskrit and all now. That's good. So we're saying, what is Bodha? Vilakar.
Yours is only to let go. Pranamasa. Yours is only to let go.
Bodha will occur.
Bodha will occur.
Is that in English or it's
Will occur. Will Bodha occur? Okay, if somebody on the Hangout has some questions, you can ask. Because now we are whether Bodha will occur. Oh,
Very abstract.
Bodha did not occur here when you ask the question.
But the Sanskrit language.
Now, what is the translation? Bodha is it?
No, I'm just praising Sanskrit.
Oh.
There's small one or two words. It will make you, if you ponder upon it, lead to the same end game.
But what is the translation?
There is a shloka. Because now I'm not into the text too often. That is the problem.
It's not a problem. Now, one day Dr. Kanchan and Darshan will have a boxing match.
No, she would be my best friend, I would say.
Laye sambodhane chittam. Vikshipte shamayet punaha. Sakashayam vijaniyat. Sampraptam na chalayet. Laye sambodhane chittam. If you go into sleepiness, wake it up. I mean, this is the instruction.
Yes.
Because when you are contemplating or when you are trying to be yourself, it makes you feel. So when you go tendency to go to sleep,
yes.
Wake it up. Vikshipte, if it gets distracted and agitated, shamayet punaha, calm it down, bring it back. Sakashayam vijaniya means you are sakashayam means
Attachments of it.
No. Kashayam means a shape where it's all in seed form. Kashaya. So kashaya means concentrated seed form. Sampraptam na chalaye means you are absolutely in yourself. You absolutely nahi. The attention is there. Sampraptam na chalaye. Don't allow yourself to get distracted.
Yes.
Keep your attention facing.
Unmoving.
Our aim is from the outward thing we have taken inward attention. So keep it there.
How?
That is, fix it on the self. Fix your attention on the self.
It doesn't stay in. That's the problem.
This is the instruction in the Mandukya.
The thing with this attention and belief thing, it's very important to observe this. Because many yogis and siddhas, many years can go and trying to control this attention thing. I must not think of lust, I must not think of greed, I must not think of anger, I must not think of it. Means attention should not rest on these thoughts. You can struggle for many years, yogic practices, pranayam, sadhana, hatha yoga, and it seems like momentarily you seem to have better control over this attention. What I am saying is, why bother so much with attention? Just focus on belief. Because it's a two-step process. To get suffering out of a thought is a two-step process. If you really want suffering from a thought, both attention and belief are required. So let attention do whatever it wants. You don't believe.
This is the breakup I found with this breakup gave a sense of freedom. Because all the time, thoughts are disturbed. Thoughts are disturbed. And then, so when the thoughts are disturbed, I am disturbed. This very statement Acharya Shankara also said, that people think that when the thought is disturbed, I'm gone. I'm away from the sight. And when the thought, when it's concentrated, when attention is concentrated, I'm now using the word attention. Because when the person who translated that Sanskrit in English has used only the mind, the word mind for attention. So when the mind is in the self, is stationed in the self or something like that, he feels he is one with the self. These are ignorant people. That is what Acharya Shankara said. But now those statements make beautiful sense when you put the word attention there. So when the attention is in the self, I think I am in the self. When the attention is gone away, I'm gone. So again, I'm ignorant. Then what to do? I am not able to control this attention. What you said is belief. That is your awareness gone when your attention is gone, and then who's you also makes sense. And all that gave me so much freedom. So now awareness cannot go. So I have to only identify or be in the clarity that I am always aware and not just attention. Because this identification with attention as me is the mistake. That recognition has come. But it is not always that clarity is always not there. So sometimes I still get caught in when attention goes, I feel I'm happy. Oh, it's gone. Oh my God, I'm back to the old self. I feel like that feeling comes many times.
So there's a sequence of appearances that come. I think this is relevant. I know it's been very long and I can sense that it's phasing out, but there's a sequence of appearances can come. And there's a line in Yoga Vashishta, which is that it will try to convey to you that they're happening in some order and try to perpetuate your sense of doership. Right? The simplest way to explain it is to say that a thought comes and then the action happens which is corresponding to that thought. And then you say that I did this action because this thought came. It is not true. It's both just appearance. In the same way you say that my attention went there. Okay? And then probably a thought came that why your attention went there. And then probably belief went to that thought. And then you said feeling of unhappiness or something. All these are a series of events. But then they're all just appearances. And we try to create this pattern of it that I thought this, my attention went this, I gave belief to the thought, I did this action, I am unhappy. So it's like something what the bird sits, the crow.
Kakatali Nyaya.
What is
Kakatali Nyaya is the crow sat and the coconut fell.
Well,
and thinking that because the crow sat, the
coconut fell. So beautifully put, you see.
Kakatali.
It is post hoc ergo propter hoc. This is the fallacy. It's just because something happened after another thing, that another thing must have been the cause of that something.
Causal relation.
We create this causal relation.
Actually, the way it seems now, after understanding that at multiple levels, don't give attention and believe to thought, it actually just dilutes your entire doership.
Yes.
And once doership is diluted and you're no longer attached in any way, then actually what we used to all believe karma is actually it disappears. So just that attention and belief thing just connects to multiple things. And it may not always be apparent while we, just conversationally speak about it. but when you kind of see how it works in your in existence, it's actually freeing you up from multiple things at multiple levels.
Frees us from this concept of karma. Karma is the concept that what I sow, I will reap, all of these things. And the way it seems to play out is that it works through this fallacy, which is that first action comes as a result of that. First thought comes, and as a result of that thought, then action comes. And then, even in a very practical way, we can say, don't believe your next thought, cut your karma, because you just let go of. Then karma cannot operate. If the fact that thought and action are correlated in this way, then also karma cannot operate. So it leaves no room for any of these concepts.
I have recognized one thing that after your first satsang, that thoughts pop, and then claiming occurs. That, my thought. Because even when we express to someone, this thought occurred to me. Use the English also. This thought occurred, or flashed. This idea flashed. Use that. So that I understood clearly that thought is not generated by me, but it just pops, and then claiming occurs. But I'm still not able to recognize action occurs like that.
Who's moving your hand? Huh? Who's moving your hand?
I mean, because I feel it's habit. My tendency to express with my body also.
Who's?
This habit of expressing movement.
Whose habit is
it? My habit.
It's my is who?
Mine is
non-existent. The non-existent.
This consciousness.
So the non-existent consciousness is happening. Yeah, okay. That answer I'll buy.
This consciousness that is moving this body.
It's okay. Then it's still not the person's action. I have no dispute with that. I'm saying that consciousness is the one doer anyway.
And again, I'm claiming that this is me.
If you're really saying that I am this sense of beingness and you're operating from there, then no problem. But if there's a person who's saying now I've become consciousness or something, then that's a problem. Okay, let's hear the claim again, then we can verify.
Still not able to. If I make out that this action which has come out of me is not me, it's just popping like that, then
no, like come out of which me? Which me? Come out of which me?
Doership, sense of doership.
This is the problem. This is what I was saying earlier. That we can see that there's no person here, but the sense of personal action or personal doership continues.
Why? I'm not able to overcome.
So ask yourself, if I can see clearly no person here, then how can I believe a person can take some action?
Because of this identification with the body. This identification with the body.
Who that means? Your hand is right now. It's happening on its own. Every action is happening. It's post fact that ego comes and says, I did this, or he did this. I just noticed on my phone, my auditors, my accountants, my wife, everyone is calling. So I better start calling them.
I'm not yet able to work out this.
Just watch it.
Watch. I'm trying.
Where is
not
the
to
action
succeed.
coming from? Where are these words coming from? Is there a person deciding to do all this?
The words are usually preceded by
I didn't see the space for the thoughts to come first and then for you to say those words.
thoughts only are expressed as words.
Just now, was there a thought first which came that thoughts only are expressed as words and then you repeated that?
Because in response to what you said,
Yes.
the answer, the thought translated into
So what you're saying is that.
Was it?
Okay, let's look at it like this. So, whose thought is it? You say thought just popped. And now you're saying just like that, these words are also coming. So whose words are they? Just popping, is it?
What?
Easy.
When thoughts comes, that time words will come out, I think so. Is it correct?
No, he's telling thoughts are occurring independently and are seen by awareness. Words are coming independently, they are also seen by awareness. Actions are coming independently, they are seen. But since you are drawing a causal relationship, we all can see.
See, like she spoke 4 sentences. Okay? There was not enough time for those 4 sentences first to come as thought and for her to have repeated those 4 thoughts. The thoughts also arose. The same way that you can say like that. It's okay if it helps you. You can say like that. But the fact is that just like they are arising, thoughts arising like this. Same way, this appearance also arising like this.
To connect it to thought, no, the words whichever comes,
yes,
it connected to thoughts. Then how can simultaneously they both will come?
Like you said all this now. Was there first thought that I will say all this? No, there was no time for first there to be thought that I will say all this. It just appeared like this.
You're right.
Thank you so much.
No.
Adanya will ask, are you sure?
No, I'm not saying.
I know, I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Not like that. What I'm trying to tell is that, see, what you had told earlier is a fact, but then that fact was not becoming a fact to me because I'm not able to see the way you're asking me to see it.
Can I give testimony? Sorry. Am I not?
Yeah.
So there was a BBC, I think we already
said
BBC experiment that right and left color and all that. It was MRI. It was fMRI, not even that. So any action that took place was already decided 6 seconds before, not even 6 milliseconds. 6 seconds before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your blink of eye was decided 6 seconds before when I started. Now, I couldn't understand that. Now, that blowed my free will concepts, determinism concepts.
Yes. Exactly.
You know what? I've worked in neuroscience.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, so I'm telling you from that.
Don't mess with me.
So, when we draw the flowchart for action, for any movement to occur, it all converts to electrical signal for neurons to pass. To execute an action, it has to come as an electrical signal. But then this sensory impulses go and become thought. Thought converts into action.
Thought never occurs simultaneously every time with a sensory signal. We can debate on that.
Following the Guru's words.
I immediately caught it when he said they've done an experiment. The experiment with the
I'm mesmerized with space-time concepts, all quantum and neuroscience. And spirituality to be more confusing.
This is a black box.
Okay, what's
Sorry.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for this beautiful satsang today. मुझे जी की जय।
अनंता जी की
जय।
Jay.
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 I actually can't believe you guys are still here. So much love to all of you.
Love you, Father.
Love you, Father.
Love you.
Must be love you. See?
Love you, Father.
Love you all. Love you also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Jyoti said I'm here. We used to have two Jyotis, and it used to become confusing. So Mujli took one of them and called her Amba. One Jyoti and one Amba, and one Jyotika.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.